Question number 3 today. I have a friend and colleague who always says yes to things before backing out. I think he feels pressured to say yes in the moment and then resists when it comes to crunch time. This could be saying yes to a specific assignment when not finishing the work, or agreeing to a social event before flaking the last minute and being unreachable by phone. What angers me is the indirectness of it all, with no mention of it afterwards. It sometimes feels passive aggressive, and how can I broach this subject with my friend in a way that won't bring up his defenses? If it would feel incredibly disheartening to have my words fall on deaf ears. Well, that's completely understandable. They've already let you down so many ways and pretended like nothing's happened, and what they're actually doing is absolutely setting boundaries in a way that they're saying yes, so they're being compliant. Their boundary setting style is compliant, which means that they say yes to everything, but then then become absent when it's time to when it's crunch time, really. So they're wanting to be compliant, but actually they end up being not very responsive when it's time to take action. And it is a passive aggressive way of dealing with the problem that they don't feel that they have control over or power over. So you're asking, and I just want to say, you're saying what angers you is the indirectness of it all. Yes, it is infuriating, and yes, it should be talked about afterwards and not just pretend like nothing happened. But as you said, it can bring out their defensiveness, and that's fine. My question to you is, are you familiar with the 4 people within course, the home study course? Because there's a whole section on this exact boundary setting piece. And because the section is quite long, and it's a very comprehensive explanation of what happens here. I don't want to give you shortcuts that then won't actually address this comprehensively. So my recommendation for you actually would be to go over to Sumiloff.com if you don't already have the 4 people within home study course, and listen to the boundary section in the first session. So there are several different. So just really quickly, in the old 4 people within course, in the current version that's for sale, it's in the first recording. There's 4 recordings, and it's in the first recording. But I am in the process of rewriting the 4 people within course right now, and when it comes out, there will be shorter modules, and it's going to be the boundaries module of that course, and it's in the beginning. I think it might be 2 or 3, module 2 or 3 in the new version of the course, but you'll find it in the study guide where it is. If you're getting the new version. If you're getting the old version, then because you might be listening to this later on and the new version's already out, or you might be listening to this right now and the new version's not out yet. So sorry if I'm not being clear. But basically, these situations, because there's a specific injury to the other person clearly has a very specific injury when it comes to boundaries. In order to navigate through this, you need that 9-step process that's in the course. And I recommend that you get that truly. And I don't want to be evasive or try and say, oh, I want you to buy this course. It's just that it's a really to give you a short answer is not going to probably help you solve this problem, and to give you a long answer is going to take at least half an hour, 40 minutes in and of itself. So my best short answer to you is, if you have the 4 people within home study course, go to the boundaries section, listen to it, take notes of their boundary setting style, your boundary setting style, and then the steps on how to navigate boundary setting. If you don't already have it, go and get it, Sumiloff.com. In the courses section, you can grab it from there. If you're not if you're not in a position to get it right now and you want an answer to this question, I will tell you this. It is completely okay for you to not accept this behavior. And if they get upset with you because you're setting a boundary, so for example, saying, hey, I want to ask you to go to things. I don't want you to feel like you have to say yes. If you don't want to come, that's fine. But I don't want to get into situations where I keep asking you, you keep saying yes, and then you don't show up, and then we don't talk about it afterwards. That might piss your friend off. It might hurt them because they're having a boundary issue, and that's a boundary violation injury. And that's why I'm suggesting that you actually go and get the course rather than try and fix this, like have some kind of a shortcut to this, because this is not clearly, this person is important to you, and this is not a simple yes or no answer, or do this and then do that and you'll be fine, because it's not like that. So how you can broach the subject with your friend without bringing his defenses up is simply saying, hey, don't feel like you have to say yes. Because I know that in the past, you've said yes and then you haven't shown up, and it really hurts me when that happens. So don't feel like you have to say yes, but I want you to know that the opportunity here is for you to come along and come with us. And I'd love to see you, but there's no pressure. So that's how you say it. Until you understand what their boundary issue or boundary violation injury is, and until you understand yours, there's always the chance that you will feel very disheartened and hurt if your communication will fall on deaf ears. So I would love to be able to just give you a quick fix on this, but unfortunately that's not realistic. I hope that helps some. Please let me know. And I just want to say also, for those of you who are considering getting the 4 People Within course, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. If it looks like it's not the right course for you, then you get your money back within the 30 days of purchase. And also, if you cannot afford the course straight up, I think it's 159 Australian dollars or something. If you cannot afford that and you need an extended payment plan, all you got to do is get in touch with us. We are very flexible in certain ways. So if you have a reasonable offer, if you really want to do this work and are not looking to take advantage of us, we will always do what we can to support your personal growth. We don't want the money to be a reason for you not to do the work. Our work is not about money. We're not worried about today's profits or tomorrow's profit. We're worried about leadership, what kind of leadership we're having in 20 to 50 years time. So get in touch with us, desk@merjasumiloff.com.